Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel. My name is Debbie Olabisi, and in this channel we focus on empowerment, finance and lifestyle, and our primary goal is to help people get back on track. Last week we discussed 5 reasons to make a will, and I promised that I will be making a part 2 of that video. Today is the part 2 of that video, and I'm just going to be answering some frequently asked questions that I've had people ask me on reasons why they should make a will. Now, one of the common questions is, what information do I need when I want to make my will? One of the information you will need when you need to make a will is you will need to make a list of all your assets. You need to make a list of all your liabilities. You need to make a list of your investments, everything that you own. Then you also need to have names and addresses of people that you trust, that you may want to include in your will as your executors or even trustees or beneficiaries, depending on what you want to achieve with your will. Then I also recommend to people to think about who they want to benefit from their will. Who do you want to give what to? Think about it and be prepared with the information before you start drafting your will. And then also think about, are there any specific gifts from your personal chattels, personal possessions you want to give to a particular person? You could do that by also writing what we call a letter of wishes. Another question I get asked frequently is, how often should I review my will? My usual recommendation is every now and then. And every now and then could be every 2 to 3 years, but specifically once you've had a life-changing event. Let's say you've had more children or more grandchildren, or you've acquired more property, or you've divorced, or you're married. Any life-changing event is a good time, is a good reason to review your will. Another question I get asked is, do I have to wait until I'm divorced to write a new will? In one of our previous videos I had discussed what happens when you want to revoke a will. But the answer to this question is no. Divorce proceedings can take a long time, and anything could happen within that interval where the divorce proceedings are taking place. And in order to avoid any issues with your estranged spouse or partner, it's advisable to write a will even when you're going through a divorce proceeding. Another frequently asked question is, who can be a guardian? A guardian can be a friend, a family member, a neighbor, anyone you like and trust, and that your child also likes and trusts, who is over the age of 18. You should consider the guardian's health as well. Will a 70-year-old person be able to manage looking after a 4-year-old child? These are the little things you need to put in consideration when you're choosing guardians. Another frequently asked question is, I am married. Will my spouse get everything even if I don't make a will? Of course not. If you die without a will, you have died intestate, and that means you have left the government to dictate what happens to your estate. Your spouse does not necessarily get everything. Under the current intestacy rule, it depends on the size of your estate. I have discussed that in one of my previous videos. I recommend you go and have a look to bring yourself up to speed on that question. Another frequently asked question is, how do I protect my child's inheritance if my spouse or civil partner remarries? You can include in your will a trust to protect your child. Nowadays we have a lot of more blended families. So if you want to protect your share of the estate for your child against your spouse or civil partner remarrying, we recommend you put in a trust. Now there are different kinds of trust, and there are different ways you can achieve that trust. We'll be talking about that in another video. Another frequently asked question is, where can I store my will? In one of my videos, I discussed and I had advised it's best to store your will as safely as possible. And my recommendation is to store it with the National Will Archives. That way it is registered and there can be no issues about it being lost or revoked. But if you want to keep it personally at home, you're free to, but you have to keep it safe and you have to let your executors know where it is kept and that you have a will. And anytime you rewrite a will or make changes to it, make sure the other ones are destroyed. I hope I've been able to answer some of your frequently asked questions. If you have any more questions, please feel free to post your comments and questions and I will do my best to answer them as simply as I can. Thank you for watching my video, and remember to click the share, like and subscribe button, and I would also like to speak with you. You can go on my website to book an appointment for a free consultation. Thank you. Have a blessed week. Cheers.